Greetings, everyone. It is I, Kikoski, welcoming you to the stream. The pre-stream, to be exact, where you have the opportunity to get here, get comfortable, get ready for another day on Hills Far. Hello, how are you all? I hope you are all doing well. How are you doing? How's it going? Hello, Clouth. Is everything good? I hope everything's good. Let me sort this out and get this here, and there we go. Excellent. Just sorting everything out. I made the mistake of... Hello, Albeek, how you doing? I made the mistake of updating OBS, and it decided to make 3 of my things that I was using incompatible. So I've had to work on getting those back in working order. 2 of my plugins, or 3 of them rather. 2 of them are currently working. Hello, Matt, how you doing? One of them being the closed captions, and the other one being the source copy. I've done that thing that you never do with a 40k army, or so I claim, and that is that I have finished assembling it. Is that actually the case? Have I actually finished assembling the army? OBS, oops, same difference. Yeah, it's true. No, not painting. Oh, jeez, no. I've barely painted any of it. Finished assembling it, though. Hello, Ogre. How you doing? I thought to myself, I have some bits spare. I will make some more tacticals. 5 tactical models that I can... Well, they are slowly being painted. I have a lot of projects. And it's not like I'm painting them for... technically, they're not grey. The majority of the army is actually primed. The only things that aren't primed are the new models that I've made. Everything else is primed. Perfect Spinfection build on Peglin last night? Ooh, that sounds fun. I also like that the captioning went with Peglin and decided that Pagnant was the word that I was saying. Well done, closed captions. Oh yes, this has reminded me. I do need to go to my... it's totally a word. Is it? I don't think that's a word. Hello, Diego. Hello, Alias. How you doing? I've got to go to my Twitch thing and change up my schedule because I'm not around tomorrow. Let me edit my schedule. For the stream, at least. I'm around otherwise. So, turn on vacation mode. It's literally just for tomorrow. There you go. Which is a shame, because that means no Pokemon on Friday. In context, it is a word. I suppose almost anything is a word in some regard. I know that all nouns can be verbed. I was reminded of that when watching Unplayed a Thing's playthrough of Golvelius all those years ago. All nouns can be verbed. When he was told by someone to... All verbs can be noun, true. He was told to go gold more. And it's like, I suppose you can gold more. But yes, the main thing that is stopping this army from getting much bigger, if you could believe it, is the fact that I only have so much shelf space I could devote to it. That's the main thing. It has one half-height, half-width Billy bookcase. Not money. Shelf space. Shelf space is the big thing. Because once that's gone, there's no more room for it to expand. Also, it is an army that I have to be, like, stuck with the force organization chart, which means a maximum of 2 HQs. No. Well, the first thing is, it's a half-height one. I can't fit a full-height one there, so it's only about a meter or so tall. Also, can't really do height extensions on the billies, because the billies I have, because they're already incredibly tall. I am reaching the point where I have almost all the space I could possibly have for models. I mean, I technically could fit something there, but it would have to be incredibly thin. I don't think anything can fit there. Need an estate card. Nah, I just need someone to give me massive, massive piles of money so that I could have a bigger house. Also, I must remind you that this smug, smug dog exists. Look at that smug. It's like, look who came crawling back, Arthur. Yeah. You like Audi on your island? Well, I used to be on your island. It's like, I know. I know. Look at that smug. So much smug. I am leaving a shelf at the bottom free. That shelf at the bottom, I don't have a thing for it yet. That's what. Cookie is amazing. I'm not going to beat about the bush here. Cookie is amazing. She is an amazing villager. And if I could have had Cookie and Audi, I'd have had both of them. These rules are involatile. You must do things this precise way. Meanwhile, actual multiple centuries worth of... Yeah! Cav and I, when we've been going through book stuff, has looked at things going... He's gone both ways. He's gone... What you are saying is technically correct, but looks wrong, but I'm gonna keep it. Because it's the best way that you can say what you're saying. And then he's also looked at things and gone, what you are saying is grammatically incorrect, but it flows incredibly well and it reads well. So we're going to keep it. And I've also had... He goes, is that actual correct English grammar? And then he looks it up and goes, yes, that is actual correct English grammar. I have the last final remnants of Christmas chocolate here. I'm actually going to take a picture of it. This Christmas chocolate has survived all the way to late September without being eaten. Just in time to restock. Yeah. Number of times you've had double contractions, but spelled it Idov instead of Idov. Yep. Yep. Language is funny. Language is funny. And then there is the character, where I have to make sure whenever they speak, they don't use any contractions. You would not imagine... What type of chocolate? It is just, like, chocolate coins. It's not especially awesome chocolate. My partner and I found them a little while ago going, oh yeah! I've read a few Anne McCaffrey ones. Yeah, milk chocolate, yeah. My favourite chocolate, of course, is white chocolate. White chocolate is hands down my favourite. Do love white chocolate. Here's a totally not fun thing. I woke up today feeling incredibly good, but my eyes were just a little bit off focus, and then I realised, oh wait, that's probably just a mixture of stress and fatigue and wearing an eye mask and probably sleeping on my face slightly, and what do you know? Eyes are fine now, because I looked at one thing happening and went, oh, it must be awful, when in actuality it's, no, it's just you're living the life you live, and your body decided it needed a little bit of time. I'm like, oh, good. The joys of old. Also, the joys of rain. I have a character who hasn't been published yet, who also doesn't use contract due to bad parents. She has a high anxiety, so I never make a stay. Oh... 50-50 back pain getting off my back. I'm lucky enough that I don't have back pain. I'm lucky I don't have that. I just have, you know, bad ears, eczema, other such stuff. Hello there, everyone! Right now in Hillsford, it's 2 PM on Thursday, September the 25th, 2025. Oh, someone recently asked me for advice. I thought it'd be a good idea to share it with everyone. They wanted to know what to do if we found someone passed out at the beach. If that happens, speak to them to make sure they're okay. Do it several times if necessary. Be persistent. Then offer to help with anything they need. We must all do our part to keep this island safe. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the loveliest of lovely days. Thank you! I'm lucky enough that right now the weather is turning to the point where the sun's only starting to get up at 7. So I'm now getting the sleep I need. Also, I sorted out the gift for Julian last stream. Got a label here. Because of course we are incredibly passionate about fashion. Got all this here. Yep. Julian's home's renovation is complete. And we have a thing from Luna. Now we could grab all the stuff we want from here, and I actually will. Also, we know where Bella... Last time we didn't know where Bella was. Today we know where Bella is. There's a pretty high chance next Wednesday, as a complete aside, that I will finish off Grimstone at long last in UFO 50 and move on to a different game. Yes. I don't remember exactly when, though. Let me look that up. It's a bit away, though. October. So later in the month. Next month. My wife's annoyed. Next week we are completely overset for a dentist appointment. She has a job interview. Guess what? Is it scheduled for the dentist appointment? It's okay. Yep, daylight saving is coming. But it's only a couple of weeks that things get thrown out. Yep, late October. Then I'm going to have to start saying that it is GMT rather than BST. Yep. British summertime. Greenwich Week. It's... We'll work it out, everyone. We'll work it out. And I'm sure I have friends in Australia and the UK, though. Ah, yes, you have to deal with 3 different sets. That I can sympathise with. That I can sympathise with. But yes, tomorrow I will be busy in the evening. So there is no stream tomorrow evening. But there will still be the stream on Saturday, and streams as usual next week as well. In fact, next week we'll be back to the full schedule again. I do need to put some thought into what I'm going to be playing to replace Pokemon. Many are my choices. Many. I'm going to probably sneeze too. Hang on. Gah. Apologies for that. Ugh. Oh, my allergies. Thank you, Demon Dragon. Use this light blue one. The rain is indeed making today beautiful. Well, there is a fair amount of rain on Hillsfar today. Yep, I did indeed mute it, as best I could anyway. Or try to. Sometimes they arrive too quickly for you to do anything. You're like, gah. Admin stuff's not bad. All those wonderful things that start happening as you start getting older. By the way, there's now a joke between me and my partner where they'll go, oh, there's something happening in November, but I'm not sure what it is. You've mentioned it a few times. Actually, you've been pretty quiet about it, and I'm like, yeah, I wonder what that is. This is the joke about the fact that I keep mentioning what the significance of my birthday in November. Because I keep talking about it. Granted, it's a pretty big one. I suppose one could argue that every birthday is a big one in a way. I have no idea what I'm going for with this outfit, but I'm definitely going for something. Kiko is old. Don't remind me! Are you hoping for a special gift? I have no idea. Dolman could be a good one. I have no idea. I don't plan that far ahead. Maybe there are some better trousers. Suppose going with the school ones. I guess they'll have to do. Fine, Kiko, you have your midlife crisis with Warhammer. I don't even know if that's a midlife crisis, I've got to be honest. Is it a midlife crisis where you don't get into it until, like, if you get into it years before you turn 30? You say that's when the Titans come in. You don't know what my big present from my parents concerning my 40th is. Years before 30? You young whippersnapper. Before 40, rather. Remember, it's a midlife crisis if you spend irresponsibly. Some people would argue that anything spent on Warhammer is spent irresponsibly. Some people would argue that it's irresponsible regardless. Most people do not value fun. That is true. That is true. Fun is very important. I found that it is something that I can do that just brings me joy. Something that's very soothing. Need to find... you know, I don't need a bag for this outfit. This outfit does not require a bag. It does require me to pour myself a beverage, though. Also, collecting 40k absolutely has an upper limit. And that upper limit is that, like, 2 of my armies at least are reaching their... Neglecting people? Haha! The implication that I talk to people to begin with. No, this isn't free beverage. This is my beverage that I bought myself. My free beverage was one 330ml can. I have no more free beverage. Though that said, yesterday I did get free eggs. There is a cafe nearby that occasionally puts out items that are just free to take. Items that are usually very close to their use-by date. And there were some cartons of eggs. I looked at them and went, huh. So I had fried eggs for lunch yesterday. And I've had scrambled eggs for lunch today. Also, immediately... Where's Gulliver? Immediately finding Julian. Hey, always great running into you, Sandstar. Got a gift for you. Oh, for real? Yep. Would you like... thing? Oh, I can't wait to open this. Oh, my gosh. Is this really a blue rose wreath? I've always wanted something like that. It's weird that you knew. This is really gonna snazz up my place. I'm feeling snazzy just thinking about it. You know, I can't just accept it without giving you something in return. Let's see. How would you feel about a figure skating costume? Thanks, Julian. Well, that's the specific present given already. Glitter, what have you gotten yourself into? I just want to chat. Hey, I hope you've been doing wrist calisthenics and working on your net technique. Because the bug-off's happening this Saturday. Think you can bag more bugs than anyone in Hillsville? Probably. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go say hi to Bella, who was very absent last time. Now she be crafting. It's my turn to do lots of crafting. No, Julian's not doing it anymore, eeks. Oh my gosh, I have such good taste. I'm basically a DIY trendsetter. Oh, hello, is something on your mind, Sandy? It's usually pretty good for a few weeks past expiration if you can keep them cold. Yeah, I imagined I could have kept them for a while longer, but I thought, nah, I'm just going to have them. Well, I'm making a shell table. I jumped the idea when I fell asleep watching Megas and Lobbits about trying to love one of them. Hang on, that's not important. It doesn't matter if Meg left Mike to their relationship off the rails, because I'm building a thing. What? Sandy, you already know how to make a shell table? I do. I'm legit so sad you already knew. I was so set to blow your mind. Since we don't want to share the recipe with everyone else, here's a copy, pass it on to a DIY lover. And tell me came with someone who's going to be very famous. Probably very soon. Thanks, Mila. Now go sending another one to DIY. I will. And Sandy, you need some yeeks. I just want to hand you a thing. For me. Oh! Every time. Just slays me every time. What could it be? I'm going to see while I open it. Some peaches. Yum. Made it so fast it's going to be rude. Also think about how she can craft and yet is barely as tall as the table. Thanks a bunch. Here, I'll treat you. It's a yellow round print wall. You love those. Well, the thing is, Albeek, the bug-offs occur in a very short period of time when there's a lot of bugs. They occur in summer and one in the first month of autumn. Then you don't get any more bug-offs for the rest of the year, whereas the fishing tourneys happen once a season. Because the fishing tourneys are not tied to weather, or the seasons. So the bug-offs happen all in one go, fishing tourneys happen once a season. Hey, so good to see you. What do you need? I just want to check. The bug-offs is Saturday. I've been practicing my being super quiet. You can't make noise, just get off the buggies. Check it out. See, Toad's quiet. Toad's. Hey, no bug's gonna hear me. I guess I need more practice, huh? That you do. So yeah, there aren't anywhere near as many bugs on the island in wintertime. Also, there's a lot more rain in the wintertime. Well, snow, actually. There's a lot of weather that prevents bugs. Like this weather here prevents a lot of bugs from spawning. You'll get these bugs, and maybe a few bugs flying around, but that's about it. Hogwash, always a pleasure. Got a thing for you. You have something to give me? I do! Would you like thing? Do really well on meeting villagers today. What it is, I'm excited to open it. Some oranges! Smells down good too. Well, I'll give you some real good home. In my belly. Let me thank you. A microwave, enjoy! Someone called Flory told me to give you this. How's it going, Short? Let's chat. Finally, the bug-off starts this Saturday. Feels like I've been waiting forever, Sandy. But fair warning, if you jump into the fray, I pull out my lucky bug-hunting net. It never fails me. Glad a whippersnapper like you catch all the critters. Gahaha! See, it is weird to think that I'm finally at the point where my army is, well, at least the Cursed Founding is mostly done. I have 3 full tactical squads. I have 2 5-man Terminator units, one of standard Terminators and the other of Assault Marines. The pair of units of Abominations, 2 Dreadnoughts, 1 unit of Cursed Knights. Almost all the characters I could ever think of wanting in any reasonable extent. A unit of Jump Pack Marines, a unit of Assault Marines without Jump Packs, a unit of Bikes, the only unit of Bikes I could have, a unit of Devastator Marines, one of every kind of vehicle, heavy vehicle, numerous Rhinos, I think 3, and a Razorback. Boris thinks you're a whippersnapper. Boris says that to everyone now. I'm gonna go grab myself a shovel. Actually, I'm gonna go grab this. Then I'm gonna go grab a shovel. But yeah, army's pretty complete in many regards. I also realise I don't have many. Darn it! I got rid of that. I'm not planning that today. I've also not got many power fists in my army, I realised. Well, that happens. Maybe I should have made a character with a power fist. I don't Have we reached the population cap of the army? I've not. In theory, I could also have, like, 3 more units of tactical marines. But being realistic, I'm never going to field that many units of tactical marines. Like, full units. If I split up my units into 5-man units, I've got 6. I'm not going to be fielding that many tactical marines in this army, because even the basic tactical marine for the Cursed Foundlings is 20 points each, so it's 100 points just for 5 of them. And when you have 10, you then go to 200, and then you've got to add special weapons as well, so that can end up being about 220. And if you want to put anything special in terms of gear on the sergeants, then you're looking even more. But before you're done, you've got an eighth of your army in 1 unit. My Marines in that army are more expensive than a standard Space Marine. A standard Space Marine in 3rd edition was 15 points, whereas mine are 20. Characters with more than 1 wound have an extra 10 points in their cost. Oh, I didn't hit that one. I did not hit that. Also, there are limits. Only 1 of each type of Terminator unit. Only 1 of each type of vehicle. Only 1 bike squad. Well, consider the fact that this is a 3rd edition army, and the limits on what I can take are not because of any codexy, like Astartes stuff. It's because of the fact that they are just that limited on what they have. The Cursed Foundlings in 3rd edition have those limitations because they are just starved for resources. So they can only field so much. You can't even field scouts in the army. How's it going, Tenstar? What brings you to my place? Handing you a gift. Seriously? You rock! What do you got? I've got a thing for you. Have this. Oh, I have some inside. There's something tasty that compares. Thanks! Thanks, I could eat for days. They're scary good, kidders. But one needs another. Here, have an unappearing merchant outfit. Thanks, Bashmina. Staying outside the rain. Very smart. Whoa, kidders, well, someone's gonna chatty. Let's chat. You know what's weird? This place feels like way more lived in with my seafood pizza there. I really never thought about how food can be a decoration, not just, you know, food, kidders. How does it stay fresh? Magic. Double wave! But yeah, the reason why they have so little, so many limitations, oh, there's Jitters, is because they just don't have the resources of a full chapter. Go, I like those threads! I got a thing for you. Millie, what is it? I'll tell you what it is. It is, isn't it? I'm quite pleased with it. I didn't actually do that much alteration to that place. It was mostly like that already. Here's the thing. What's inside? Some peaches are delicious right about now. Thanks, I'll eat this later. Time to flex your gratitude muscles. I want you to have a mama bear. A mama panda, rather. Thanks. Oh, that'll be fun thread for you. And what's going on, Berserk? That's one chat. I thought of a cool sportsmanship oath. Listen up, Berserk. We athletes vow to apply hot compress and use sports cream on our muscles get sore. Need a little more of a sportsy attitude, Berserk. I'm terrible at this making anthems thing. Okay, a lot of villagers are in their houses today. Makes sense. It's very wet. Because here's another one. Naomi. Sandstar, hello there. I've been quite lazy this afternoon. You should join me, Moolah. Nice sandwich. Got a gift for you. Oh, you shouldn't have. Well, I insist. Would you like... thing? What a nice wrapping job. She might be tearing into it right away. Some oranges, my! Thank you, Sandstar. I can't wait to try it. How can I thank you? Ah, why don't we take a reward of a flashy hairpin? Thanks, Naomi. Oh my, what is it, Mullah? Let's try. You can't just throw a bunch of random furniture together and call it style, you know. Even I made a few ill-advised decor choices in my youth, I must admit. But only two, and I'm not telling you what they are. Oh, this sandwich is delicious. So, we've encountered Julian, and we've encountered Jitters, so the next person we may find in their home is Tucker. Also, we're finding money. Money right here. I'm doing really well in finding villagers. Barely started today and I've already given away 6 of the gifts. 6! So next person we need to find is Tucker. And it's Tucker, Naomi, Tucker, Muffy, Margie, and Dora. There's also a stick. But yeah, there will come a time when I stop, for the most part, buying models for the Curse Founding Army. There'll also come a time when, for the most part, I will stop buying models for the Avatars Resplendent. The Avatars Resplendent purchases will instead become a rarity, a luxury. Stick, my favourite villager, does like to stick around. He also sticks out. Call me a stick in the mud, but I quite like him. Hey, I apologize for none of those things. None of them. Having fun? Yes. Always. Just like Tucker. It's so drippy outside. You can stay here and dry up. I got a gift for you. Oh, what are you giving me? I'll tell you what I'm giving you, buddy. Would you like... thing? I can take it and open it. You should know more than anyone, Demon Dragon. Me and puns? Yep, just a thing. Some pears, yummy. Thank you. Well, since that, clean the floor and eat that, I might even share with the bugs. Here, man, it's an earbuds combo. Enjoy, fuzzes. Thanks, Tucker. Hey, what's you need? I just want to say hi. I love riding and stuff. Anytime I don't gotta walk's a good time. I never thought about it. I wonder what the funnest thing to ride is. I like riding in cars. Did you know they got international combobulation engines? That means there's a bunch of explosions happening inside the engine all the time. It's real amazing. You just press the gas pedal down hard and boom! Vroom, boom! Haha! Squeed! Out of my way, man! I'm not allowed to drive cars anymore. Yep! Don't get to drive cars no more. And we will leave slowly. Oh, bye! Gonna go drive Fred's car around. Now you know why Fred's car never gets fixed. I know you can't speak much about Warhammer. I know that Warhammer Armies is a very niche thing. Making the transition from internal combustion engine, we are, but you also have to consider how we're generating the electricity to get those cars powered. It's only a true shift to a more renewable thing if the energy generated to power the car is also green. Cool seeing you, Sandstar. Glad you're here. I found a bunch of old photos when I was cleaning the other day. This is one shot of me when I was at school, Nightshade. We had school uniforms with real long skirts. I remember I tripped on mine like 20 times a day. Yeah, it definitely wasn't the most graceful sheep when I was little. I need to pop out and then hand you a gift. Well, sounds like you're going to have a fun project there with the Henry Cavill heads. I try my best to make sure that as few models of mine as possible have bare heads, so I don't paint them. The Cursed Founding was actually a bit of an exception in that regard. Oh. Yeah, I know, Muffy. You've got to not be sat down so I can hand you a thing. Hello, train. For the longest time, I actually had a diesel car. Don't have a diesel car anymore. Have an electric car now. Not electric, a petrol car now. Sorry. Oh, you're here again, Nightshade. Forget something? I forget to hand you a thing. What is it? What is it? I want to see. I want to hand you thing. This is awesome. What's in there? There's something tasty. There's some peaches. Thanks. Thanks. I can use for days. This is scary good, Nightshade. But here's still something for me to you. It's a firefighter uniform. Thanks, Buffy. But yeah, I have my Space Marine army. And my Space Marine army that is... Look away, Demon Giant. My Space Marine army that is mostly done. And my Space Marine army. And then in Horus Heresy, I have my Space Marine army. You know, if I was feeling bold, I might one day start a Space Marine army. Just, you know, do something a little bit different. Push the boat out. Push the boat out just a little. Oh, I actually need to sort out all the bits from building my Cursed Founding models. Put them all together into little bags and then put them away for now. Hello, Margie. Greetings! My home's your home, Tootie. I got a gift for you. Oh, well, really? Yep. Would you like... thing? Can I go ahead and open this? Well, of course you can. Oh, this is great! It's some oranges! Thanks, that's so thoughtful of you. Here, I'm going to have my clean room suit. Thanks, Margie. What's in your mind, Tootie? That's just because the game sometimes is very finicky about where you enter into a building. There's a bug off this Saturday. Are you going to try and catch some bugs too, Sandy? I'm so excited that I picked up a bunch of new bug field guides to study ahead of the big event. I've actually been doing pretty well with models breaking. I've not had my models break, really. What are we doing for the next hour? I mean, we've still got to do the upper area. We've still got to go and do the villager who's arriving via the campsite. We've still got plenty we need to do. Still got to get our fossils identified. Still got to go talk to Brewster. And even then, there are other things we could do. Animal Crossing streams are never ones for high-octane action. They are nice, relaxed, chilled-out streams where I can ramble about all kinds of things. You need to also drink Brewster's coffee immediately. I know what parallel universe you've been living in. The only time we drink it immediately is when it's either our birthday or when it is Toy Day. Those 2 days you don't get the option on to drink it later or not. Or we talk about Al Capone. Probably haven't talked about Al Capone for a while. That tends to happen. Ooh, okay, I was about to say I don't know where Dora is. I know where Dora is. Dora is right here. We've also got to help Gulliver as well. Gotta help Gulliver. Hello, Dora. Sunstar, how are you, Squeaky? I got a thing for you. You want to give me something? That I do. Would you like... thing? Oh, what's inside? Oh, this is great. It's some pears. Thanks, that's so thoughtful of you. As a thank you, please take my red hot pattern wool. Thanks, Dora. Everything okay, Squeaky? I want to try master knitting. I didn't know what I was doing at first, but the more I put into it, the more it relaxed me. Crafting just suits me somehow. And knitting makes everything feel soft and snuggly, Squeaky. That reminds you, Nintendo Sony jumped to Fire Emblem Among Us game that everyone seems to hate because they actually changed the Fire Emblem base mechanics. I imagine it will be a game that may be divisive for some, but I've honestly not seen anything about it, apart from what you've just told me. That sounds like a divisive game in terms of what people are expecting versus what it is. You came all this way in the main dish to see us? You're the sweetest, Sunstar! The thing I have seen is I've seen the trailer for the remaster of Deus Ex, and I looked at it and went, well, that's something I'm going to skip. Do you need the printer and grind ahead? Thank you! Oh, those are two things you got there, lucky you! You can exchange them for one item with a sword of 3,000 bells free of charge, and be sure to use them! Yeah, I looked at that remaster and went, that's a pass. Ooh, I like these vibrant shorts. It just looks like it was... that it's just some texture packs. Hello, it's smart. It just looks like texture packs and some new models, and that's it. But not in the way that it was done with... Does it make the controls better? No. Doesn't look like it does. I would have got the black one of those. It looks like they're exactly the same. Yeah, Deus Ex isn't a typical first-person shooter. It's very much more a role player. Oh no, thing is though, there are lots of incredibly good remasters out there. Like, I'm literally playing one on my channel right now. The Rise of the Triad one. It's really good. Like, great remasters are happening all the time. Sometimes, Trayden, it's because a game is difficult to play in the current computer game market. Sometimes it's the fact that a game isn't easy to play, sometimes it's the fact that a game has quality of life things that can be added, sometimes things are fundamentally altered. Sometimes it's just a new coat of paint, like the Edna and Harvey newer version of the Breakout. You can literally switch between the two different graphical styles if you like. Next, please come again. I will. The definitive edition of Dawn of War is another game that is there. Also, yes, reminding myself today, put up a thing on Patreon talking about getting suggestions for future games. That is a good idea, and then I can put things up to a vote. That is a good idea. Gotta do that. I said I'd do it today. I should do it. Yeah, how that works, for those that don't know, is that Patreon people, with some of them with one of the voting things, get to suggest to master something means near perfection, or I don't know. That's another one of those foibles of the English language. Don't ask me why they call it a remaster. It might be because the games that tend to get remastered are already games that people speak highly of. There's also remaster, remake, kind of interchangeable. Just a term to say it's the same thing but better. Here's a random thing. You know what game hasn't had a remaster? Doom. And Doom 2. And Duke Nukem 3D. They haven't had remasters. They've been re-released, but remastered? No. Remake usually implies a lot of changes to the base concept, the story, building the ground. Remaster means polishing it to make them better. Yes, that's probably a better way of describing it. Remake is, we made a new thing in the image of the original. The other one is, we're just making it look nicer. Make it work better. But the thing is, you can play. In order to do the 3 anniversary is a good thing. Oh yeah, that came out, didn't it? Nope, nope, nope. You're right. That did come out. Duke Nukem did get one. But Doom hasn't. But Doom hasn't had one. It's just been re-released various times and runs on everything. Play it on everything. Play it on your calculator. Do 1 or 2 have their enhanced editions? I don't think they did. I think they've just been re-released. Thornwood Heretic and Hexam? I just think of them more as a re-release than anything. There is a Doom board game. But then again, I've not played any of the more recent re-releases of Doom. When I want to play Doom, I tend to just load up the DOS version. Usually. Ooh. Ooh. When I want to record an LP or something. Oh dear, pardon me. Why, hello, Sandstar. Welcome to the Hillside Museum. How may be of service? If I want to be lazy about it, I'll play GZ Doom on. Oh, what would you like me to assess? I'm on a flutter. I played a lot of Duke Nukem 3D. Played a lot of Doom 1 and 2 as well, but then you know that part. Oh, more than what I see. Let us take a closer look, shall we? Yes, indeed, quite splendid, but last our museum already has fossils such as these. I'm indeed tempted to purchase these for my personal collection, but no, I must exercise restraint time to now. Well, thank you very much. Might I help with anything else? Jolly good, please enjoy the rest of your visit. Ah, Unreal. Ah, making me think about Unreal Tournament. Unreal Tournament 2003, which I played a lot when I was younger. Well, look here, see what again we keep up with each other. The coffee in this joint smells like paradise. Brewster's job is first class all the way, best of the best. Brewster ain't got much to say and I love it. Now my brother he yaps all day long. Yep, 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 non-stop. So I treasure the peace and quiet in this joint. I do, I really do. Ah, the way to date just me sounding old. People have gone, hey, you're playing Rise of the Triad with WASD and mouse look. But you're playing Doom with the keyboard, with arrow keys. And I went, yep. The other game I think needs a remaster ROM's The Haunting. I don't know. I don't think it'll get it, for one. I love my scene today. Caps of coffee, 200 bells a cup. Sure. Sure. I mean, I'd love for Birthright the Gorgon's Alliance to get remade, but I know what timeline I live in. That's not going to happen. Birthright wasn't a huge success. Realms of the Haunting wasn't a massive success either. Brewer's Cup special for you. Drink up cool. Successful enough that people remembered it, but it is its own independent little thing. I'm just glad that it's available on GOG. I just want to put Whale's Voyage and Birthright up there. Just put them up there. Then my whole childhood's on GOG. The whole thing. All of it. But I imagine it's as much a mixture of interest and a want to play to get other games on there that people want, because I don't think as many people are itching for Birthright the Gorgon's Alliance to be on GOG. I'm just glad that was there. I'm glad they put Albion on there. Albion being on there surprised me when it happened. Also, one moment, I'm going to see these again. Yeah. Edutainment is a weird one. Edutainment's a weird one. I don't think we're going to see as much Who owns the right to Gorgon's Alliance anyway? Well... The game was made by Synergistic Software and published by Sierra Online. So Synergistic Software were acquired by Sierra Online in 1996, and Sierra closed their studio in 1999. The only game they made after Birthright the Gorgon's Alliance was the expansion to Diablo called Hellfire. But to be fair, before then it was mostly there were a fair few D&D games, there were some Conan games. Huh. Legend of Sword Coast has the same problem. I LP'd in the hopes of giving it some attention to show it wasn't as bad as people said, but then it was already available. Yeah. Like, there's a few games out there that I'm like, I want to LP this game. But then if I told people, you should play it, I'd be like, you literally cannot play this game. Microsoft owned Quest for Glory. Yeah, but you can buy Quest for Glory. That's the thing, you can buy Quest for Glory. It's available. King's Quest is available. Play all of them. Space Quest is available. Police Quest is available. Quest is available. Like, some games endure and others don't. Leisure Suit Larry is available. Like, two types of games have a great chance of enduring. Those are the games that are fondly remembered, or very good, and the ones that are very good and fondly remembered. And other games that are very bad, or infamous. And the games that are both bad and infamous. Those ones are very likely to be remembered. A lot of games that aren't remembered so well are the middle-of-the-road ones. The ones that were okay. Or a little bit meh. Or a little bit good. The games that never stood out. Do you hope Larry manages to squeeze out the Ultima license? I don't know if I am. I'm unsure. Hey, it's Cookie! What's with the call? Need me for something? Huh? Come visit the campsite! Oh my gosh, yes! I'm told you money to go again, Arthur! That's a happy Cookie. Because you'd either have to do one of two things with Ultima. Or one of three things. You'd either have to remake the games that already exist. Somehow carry on the story after Ultima 9. Or make something completely new with the Ultima license. And here's the weird thing. Some of the things... Apologies for the Sims, by the way. But here's the thing. You can't put everything that was in Ultima into Ultima, because guess who still owns the rights to Lord British? Richard Garriott. So you can't make Ultima with Lord British in it without him saying so. Hey, your fave dog is on the scene. Thanks for the invite. A long garden lounge made in this island. What do you think that would look like? Let's make one. Ha! You made that one for me? Oh my gosh, thank you! Hold on, going home tomorrow. Can you make it today, Arthur? But you know why he's called Lord British, right? Long garden lounge, 12 Hub. Yeah, he's apparently a nice guy. He's called Lord British because when he started doing all of his coding, the people that he was with, they would give each other names and they would become their aliases. And for some reason, the people that were around him thought he sounded British, so they called him Lord British. And that's why that character's called Lord British. That's it. That's why, when they made the briefly alive mobile game Ultima Forever, they were able to keep most of the things that were in the game, but they couldn't have Lord British. They had to have Lady British. Time for your question. Why is Cookie adorable? Because she is. She's a pink dog, and she goes, Arthur! And she has big eyes and a big grin. Here's a game. Ultima Underworld was a hugely important game for gaming. Ultima Underworld was groundbreaking for its time. Imagine the world we'd live in. How video games would have changed if Ultima Underworld was the game that everyone latched onto in the early 90s instead of Doom. Because Doom was even bigger. And there was a competition between the two companies that were making them about making 3D stuff. Without Ultima Underworld, there would be no Doom. Exactly. Without Ultima Underworld, there would be no Doom because Ultima Underworld was being made and it went, we can do that better. And so they made Doom. Oh, I was there too. But just think about the fact that if Ultima Underworld had been the big runaway success, which it already was, but even bigger, and it outshone Doom, imagine the world we would have lived in terms of games. The FPS genre absolutely would have become a thing eventually, but it would have been held back. I'm not saying that's the timeline I want. I love Doom. I love Ultima Underworld. I like both of them. That's why Cookie's adorable. Oh my gosh, wait! Did you make the long garden as for Arthur? Yep. I did. Take thing. I'm like so lucky to have someone from Hillside make me another souvenir. Oh my gosh, thanks! I'm so like moved by someone made this for me. Here, take this. A Pharaoh's outfit as a thank you. I imagine JRPGs would have still been a thing. Going home after an extra fun time is way hard. Back to the grind, you know. You should totally invite me camping again sometime. I had this sounded so much, Arthur. The air here on Hills Farm meshes real well with me. For real, this is like great air, Arthur. Let me hear with some real talk. Being on Hills Farm is so much fun, it's legit incredible. The vibe here is great, and the folks I met here are even greater. What, you want to live here? I was just thinking about how fun moving here would be. But I really can't, not right now at least. I got a lot going on back home, but I might be up for a move if I come visit again, Arthur. Like, JRPGs were absolutely a thing. Rather, RPGs were becoming a thing already. Akalabeth was 1979. It's one of the earliest known examples of a role-playing video game. One of the earliest. There were others. And let's not mince about words here. Akalabeth is primitive. It is incredibly primitive. When did Wizardry come out? Wizardry 1? Yeah, they kind of existed at the same time, Wizardry and Ultima. Wizardry 1, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord, came out in 1981. There was a beta version released in 1980, so Akalabeth beat it to the punch by 2 years, but Akalabeth is more basic than Wizardry 1. Wizardry 1 is a much more involved game. Wizardry and Ultima, in a sense, are, like, the same kind of thing. They're a mesh of fantasy and sci-fi that was very big back in the day. What's this coming release to talk about? Do you have any info? I'm one of the authors. The primary source is me. Yep. I am the one that made this. The waves! The waves are... Look, amazing pool noodles! 2 years early. Yes, it was huge. Hug shoe, snoring sounds, etc. But if we go to Ultima 1... Ultima 1, the first Age of Darkness, that came out in 1981. So compare Wizardry 1 to Ultima 1. See, no, you want the blank Ahab, think you're so smart. See, who's at the helm? Just give me 5 more minutes. Star Wars was huge influence at the time. True, but it was also happening... It was... Back then as well, sci-fi and fantasy were less distinctly different. There was a lot more blending of them in general, and everybody just sort of went, huh, yep, sci-fi and fantasy going together. Elves with laser guns. Dwarfs in space. It was just a thing that happened. No, don't make me go back to space. It's cold and dark and... Huh? I'm not in space. Ooh, good old terra firma. Oh, it's you, Sunstar. Were you want to jab me awake just now? Thanks. Also, ow! Feels like my kids got rattled pretty bad. Must have bought the old noggin as I fell overboard. Maybe the pain will fade if I keep talking. Ha! Ow! No, laughing bad. Laughing equals bad. Ooh. Will you hang out with me till the hurting stops? You gotta face the screams. Ample free time. I mean, you're not wrong right now. So I was saying, must have slipped over the side of my boat. I have no idea where my ship is right now. The crew must be worried sick. Never fear, we'll be reunited in a jiffy. I just called him to help me use my handy dandy up. Okay, now brace it, everyone. Gulliver may have a broken communicator. This never happens, but his communicator might in fact be broken. Maya! Oh my gosh! My handy dandy communicator is broken! This isn't handy or dandy! Gasps in Spanish, yep. Oh, sardines, it's all cracked and busted. Looks like it's missing a few communicator parts too. That means I'll have to wait for my crew to find me on their own. That could take quite a while. I've only got enough nautical parts to last for a couple of hours. I'm begging you here. Will you look for my communicator parts, please? First time ever. I know. I'll look for them, buddy. Oh, thank you, thank you. Your heart is almost as big as your head. That would be concerning. The communicator parts are probably buried in the sand somewhere. I'm just missing 5 parts. If you'll find them, I'll try and cram them back in here. I'm sure my crewmates are looking for me, so I better stick here and watch for the boat. I'll leave the searching to you. I believe in you, partner. You're not much of a choice. That's your crewmates' communicator parts you're fighting this time. Oh, is that one right there? Oh, is that one right there? Yes, it is. But Ultima was already in its stride with like the first few and then 4 and then 5. But Ultima really got into its own in 7. But also 7 Part 2, you could see that they were running out of time to make things, and so a lot of things started to get cut. And then Ultima 8 happened, and even more stuff was cut. Like, Ultima 7 Part 2 is going to have quite a different plot. Ultima 8, there were some major changes that occurred to the plot. Ultima 9, I mean, there are basically 2 stories. There's the story you got in the game, and a completely different story that they were planning on making that didn't happen. Oh, I have the Amiga version of the box of Ultima 7. And it's a really good box. It's just a black box with Ultima 7 on it. No art, no other images on the front, just a black box. And you're like, oh, You know, I could hear the intro. Bow, bow, bow. The start of the Age of Armageddon, where the Guardian tries to conquer Britannia. Whereas the first three are the age before the Avatar existed, and then the next three are the Avatar coming into their position and the trials and tribulations around that. Well, it depends on at what point in the story you're in. At the beginning, you think, is it some kind of alien? And you're like, no, it's actually the evil half of you. Which in a way makes you kind of glad that only you ever succeeded in becoming the Avatar. Because in that timeline, if somebody else had become an Avatar, there would have been another Guardian-esque character. Just think about that. That wasn't their... Oh no, that wasn't their original plan at all. There's an entire alternate plot for Ultima 9 that we never saw. Where everything was very different. It still ends up with you dying. Sacrificing yourself. Yeah, it was a fragments of, like, the first villains... Minax Mundane, Exodus. I like the little touches that occur in the earlier parts of the story, like for instance that the Shadowbanes are 3 shards of that gem from the first game. That coalesced into the antithesis of the 3 principles. Here's the thing, though. Ultima 4 is about, hey, you are going to become the Avatar. And then Ultima 5 is, by the way, someone is going to use the virtues to twist the virtues to create their own tyrannical law. And then Ultima 6 is, oh, you becoming the Avatar really screwed up this realm. And these people are mad about it. And then Ultima 7 is, oh look, here is another group of people that are using something similar to the virtues. And they're screwing everything up. But it all ties into the one thing that Ultima 9 did right. Which is that ultimately... the quest of the Avatar was a failure. Hey, did you find them? Because they were meant to be the Avatar was meant to be a role model that other people would strive to become more virtuous, to solve problems themselves. But every time a problem happened, everyone went, oh no, Avatar, save us. And so lots of people didn't actually try and solve their own problems. Some did. You have the companions of the Avatar and other heroic people, but it was always the Avatar who had to save them. Oh, that's them! Those are definitely my communicator parts! Come here, you little troublemakers! Yeah. Alright, the piece of crap back in there. Let's see if they can send a message. Like, it was a well-meaning thing. Ahoy there, it's me, your brother from another rudder. So listen, I happened again. Can you swim by and pick me up? Send him my coordinates now. Gulliver over and out. Yeah, that should do it. You're the best! Thanks for all your help. I promise to return the favour. Be sure to check your mail in a few days. They're going to send you something that'll lock your flippers off. Just make sure you put some flippers on before you open it, Kate. I'm safe. Nothing now to do but pace back and forth for the rest of your hours. Best to get started. There are definitely good ideas in Ultima 9. Like, Ultima 9, when I looked at Ultima 9, I played it. It was a game brimming with potential. There were a lot of things that went very well. The fact that every single... Wow, it's only the first hour. The fact that every single town had their virtues corrupted and twisted was interesting. The fact that your companions got corrupted and you had to save them was interesting. But one of the things that was incredibly interesting about the Ultima games was the expansion content in Ultima 7. The Forge of Virtue. Because you're like, oh, that... Sorry, I'm going to put these back. That island where you fought... The Isle of Fire where you fought Exodus, it's resurfaced. And you meet Etherian, and you go, oh, look, here's the core of Exodus. I'm trying to communicate with it. You're going, oh, this is such a terrible idea. We are dealing with the Guardian right now. We do not want to also deal with Exodus if somehow you accidentally bring him back. Like, we do not want to deal with Exodus at the same time. We don't have any punch cards anymore. How do you expect us to deal with this robot magical demon without punch cards? 8. Just grab all these. And the whole of that subplot is just, hey, let's stop Exodus before this starts. What would have been cool for Ultima 7 Part 2, but I understand why they didn't do it, is if you could have imported your entire your party's equipment from 7 into 7 Part 2. And also your stats, so you could have been... Because there was no reason for you not to have those things. There was no reason for you not to have them. And because you hadn't left Britannia, you wouldn't have grown any weaker than the last time you were there. But I know for balance they went, well, you can't do that, but at least the Avatar gets a full spell, like a nearly full spell book, and he gets a full magic set of armor. You have the black sword that doesn't work anymore. And Rudum's wand, which does nothing. All it does is make you sneeze. And Mage Bane is now where a bunch of penguins are. I'll tell you what, if I played Ultima 7 again, I'd probably take a slightly different party. No Ceramid, for instance. Might take people like Julia. Or Katrina. Might go for a heavy old Ultima 4 party. You gotta take Spark with you. But you can't take Joffrey. At that point. Yeah, Joffrey's not available. There are also in Ultima 7 just some of the dungeons where you go, you can go in here and fight monsters. There's no plot reason to go to this dungeon. It's just here. Maybe it's some... Talking about Ultima is making me think about the Threnody of Dusseldom, which is a short story I definitely need to go through and edit again, because all my is a bit rough around the edges. But I enjoyed working through that little story. I enjoyed writing a hero who actually has experience of being an adventurer. I enjoyed that. Because the character who's the main character in Aaron Hope is not experienced in what he is doing, but in Threnody, Caden, very experienced in being an adventurer. A person that has already, by that point, gone on multiple adventures. Has a reputation. I can talk about this, because this is completely free for you to, read. A little bit rough around the edges in terms of editing, but, I'll probably get around to that at some point. Maybe I'll write a sequel at some point. Yeah, that is a thing. That is a thing. Also, Threnody hits upon themes that... hits upon themes that Errant Hope doesn't. And there are some of the characters that I really like. Harlathorn is a character I very much enjoyed writing. I liked writing Harlathorn. I liked writing... I like Caden's dad too. It was fun. It was fun to be like, hey, here's just this story. With these characters. And I liked writing all the little intro parts in the beginning with the self-appointed greatest historian of the world. He's like, I'm so great. Let me tell you one of these things. I went on a whole little chapter thing in the beginning about currency. Like, here's the currency of the world. All these different currencies all vying for dominance, effectively. But no, Errant Hope and its sequel and all those other ones are absolutely the main focus in terms of writing. But I'm rambling. Kiko, rambling happens more often than you'd think. It does. Definitely does happen more often than you think. Jeez, we are high on stuff in my inventory. This'll help. It won't deal with it completely, but it'll help. Can I grab most of this too? Probably not. The answer may surprise me. Huh! I was able to grab it all. Only just. Only just. But yeah, one day, even if I'm incredibly old when it happens, I'd like to be able to turn around and go, well, this is done. This series is done. Free money! Like, this series is done. I've finished it. Even if people turn around and go, this thing's terrible. And I'm like, it may be, but I did write it. And then 200 years later, after I'm long gone, someone will pick the ball up and be like, these are terrible! Hey, if anybody remembers who I am 200 years from now, I'll be incredibly happy. Right, we will keep crafting all of these. I've got a lot of emails recently. What are these emails? Anything interesting? The answer is... no, not really. No, not all of it's spam. Some of it is actual... Oh, crap on those. Some of it's actual stuff that I would sometimes want. Some of it's spam. But other things are just, here's an item that could be useful and all this. Wish I can craft 3 of these. Why don't I craft 2 of these? And some of them are just not aimed at me properly. As an aside, the game that's going to be starting on Sunday is not one that's been voted on, but it is something that kind of came out of nowhere. It's one of those rare situations where someone approached me and went, hey, I heard you make content online, maybe you'd be interested in one of my things. And I looked at them and went, you know what? Yeah, maybe I would be interested in one of your things. I feel like I feel like there was going to be a showdown. Custard pies at 10 paces or something. The way they were standing. Okay. Sell all these. I know I'm not making anything with the clay, but clay has so little value to it in the game that I'm just gonna sell it. I'm just gonna sell the clay. Yeah, after the stream, I'm gonna spend some time going through these bits that I'll be using to make the Cursed Founding, and I'll be sorting them all out. I have an idea for a story RPG, guys. We inherited the Paramount of Everest and passed it yourself. I was a werewolf, despite being influenced. Huh. So, ironically enough, by doing... Yeah. So, ironically, they go from there is no magic here to we've accidentally brought this magic here through the act of pretending. It's reminding me a lot of the magic of Discworld, where dragons only exist if you believe they exist. And of course, in the first game, Rincewind deals with the dragon, but then doesn't get rewards for dealing with the dragon, because nobody believes that he did it because he didn't do it, and so he believes in it so much that the dragon comes back. It's like, oops, well, you've made us silly. But the irony, of course, of the game is that if you know anything about the setting, you're given a huge list of items that you need to get to defeat the dragon. But then if you ask one of the characters that's helping you with the list, what would be my odds of defeating the dragon with none of them? And he goes, oh, to be 1,000,000 to 1. And you think, oh. So all of this stuff I'm collecting is useless, because I'm not going to need any of it, because we are in Ankh-Morpork. Yep, we're in Ankh-Morpork, so all of this is useless. Or rather, it might be useful. So the past person had the power died, all the magic against the while I went to stasis, when the power goes back, it starts to be... Oh! Interesting idea. But what's interesting about the world of Discworld as well is that it does change as the stories move on. And eventually, like, technology and industry and all these things start to arrive in the world. But even as they're arriving, that doesn't mean the old things disappear. They simply change. Like, magic is still around even though technology is becoming more prevalent. Like, it's still a thing. With, like, the Unseen University continues to exist. And continues to have wizards. but just new branches of wizardry are now created. I don't even pretend to know a lot about Discworld. A lot of the stuff I know is from the games and from being told things by friends of mine. And also watching things about Discworld. Like, the stuff with Discworld and the dwarfs is amazing. Like, all of the developments of the dwarven society in Discworld is astounding. And as far as I know, Pratchett was very proud about how that ended up developing. He was a very imaginative man, he was. Discworld had a crazy logic to it. And that's the interesting thing, like, the game is full of moon logic, Discworld 1, and even some of Discworld 2. But because it's Discworld, it makes sense for it to be there, because that's very much how the disc is. The disc is full of moon logic. But it's not moon logic in that, it's disc logic. I'm just sad that we're probably never going to see re-releases of any of the Discworld games. We need some pine cones. I don't think we're ever going to see any. I believe he's dropped pine cones? Yes, there you go. Yeah, nobody is entirely sure who owns the rights to those games, and yeah, I'd love for them to get GOG releases. It'd be great. But I'm not optimistic. I'm sorry, I'm just remembering the line from the intro of Discworld 2. Aren't you gonna miss it when they stop making games like this? Aren't you just gonna miss it? The Gold Box games had the advantage of being DOS games. And easy to run DOS games. Comparatively. Discworld 1, it's a bit finicky because of the way it runs. Like, it was awkward to get that functioning. Discworld 2, I'm just glad I had a CD copy that I could burn the images of. And run the images of my CDs. Discworld Noir, good luck. Your best chance of playing that game is to play a non-PC version of it, because, oh boy, that thing's from around the awkward period of Windows XP. The very awkward period of Windows XP. How hard is it to get one more pine cone? The answer may surprise you. Certainly surprising me. Game, can I have one pine cone? No, says the game. You've had 2 pine cones. You still can't run Lords of Magic. Really? I had quite a lot of luck running the GOG version of Lords of Magic. The circle of life has no beginning or end. Choose your fate and write your own destiny. The line from the Order Thief going, I have a plan, just has never left my brain. It's still there. Talk about a weird earworm. I can't explain it. Just certain things latched into my psyche and never abandoned it, and that was one of them. It would be an interesting RPG setting. Birthright is also a very interesting RPG setting because you have characters who literally have divine essence running through them that you could strengthen or can get corrupted. I remember threatening my DM for Curse of Strahd saying, remember, if my character dies, I'm going to play a Birthright and Weirian cleric with a terribly punny name. Funnily enough, my character never died. The thing about Birthright, though, is Birthright is absolutely a setting where you would be just as likely to go on an adventure as you would be to spend some time managing your realm and engaging in economics and infrastructure building and exerting your divine influence to build a castle or build a bridge or get farmers creating a slightly more efficient crop rotation. It was a weird little setting. Second edition D&D was absolutely laden with weird little settings. The weirdest one, and the one that is like the last holdout of the golden age of fantastical settings, is of course the Hollow World. The Hollow World where you can literally put anything in it and it will fit. Romans, Greeks, gnomes with flying continents, Lilliputian-sized adventurers, like super sci-fi elves, everything's there. Throw it to the wall, see what sticks. Proto-orcs. They're all there. Yeah, it kind of reeked of a desperation. Please, can we find the next big thing? We have Faerun, we have Dragonlance. To a lesser extent, we have Dark Sun and Ravenloft. We need a new big thing. Desperately. Desperately. And of course, Greyhawk eventually became a thing, and then 3.5 went, Eberron was the big thing. Kind of wish they keep on doing new settings. They kind of make them a little bit, but the thing is, new settings require an astronomical amount of work. They require an astronomical amount of work. Well, the joy about D&D is that you can just make your own. You don't need Wizards of the Coast to make one for you. Just make one. Or, don't make a particular setting. Just adventure in the lands of Generica. So it's Generica on the continent of Grassico, where there's grass and some forests and the desert area and a polar bit and an evil realm and the swampy bit. Does it matter? Here are some goblins. Go smash the goblins in the face with your various weapons, and then eventually a plot will probably show up. But also, it's a bit of rose-tinted spectacles, because quite a lot of the settings back in the day were not very in-depth to begin with. Like, some of them got one book if they were lucky, and that was it. You're also talking to someone who owns the book for Rokugan. The 3.0 book for Rokugan. The complete campaign setting of Rokugan, the world of the Legends of the Five Rings trading card game. It's got all of it, it's got everything. It's interesting because it has some interesting monsters and prestige classes. It is interesting. Yeah, 3.x version was meh, but it was interesting because you've got like the Jiu-Jitsu school and the tea ceremony skill, and a lot of very interesting new arcane spells. Goes there with my expanded psionics handbook and my unearthed arcana, the arms and equipment guide. I want to play it so much the social techniques also look fun. Well, maybe one day you'll get that opportunity. Sorry, I'm rambling about D&D now and roleplay books. But then again, that's what these streams are like. They just sort of dart off from one thing to another thing to another thing. Though, I mean, we are getting ready for whom to raid. That's fine. I mean, chats are good. We enjoy chats. Chats are a fun thing. But you know what time it is, though, folks? That is correct. It is time for me to thank you all for being here. You're all absolutely fantastic. Oh, I need to pick these up. You're all absolutely fantastic, brilliant, amazing, and wonderful. I could not do what I do without you, and I would want to. Thanks, Demon Dragon. There are a couple of things that I need to talk about before we conclude, after I've sorted out all of these thingamies in my inventory. And that rhymed, kind of. First off, there is my website, kikoska.com. You can check out all kinds of things there, including my schedule. You can read with 30 dozen of me, and I was running to make a bar, but going home there. There's also my Discord, they control a large thriving community, which I'm often a part of. Loads of places to talk about stuff. Loads of remote space and let's space streams, past and present. Thanks, Trin. And if you link your Twitch and Discord together, you subject to Twitch, you use the Twitch emoji Discord, which is fantastic. There's also the Patreon. There you can pledge to support me in doing what I do. There's some Let's Play stream where I sit behind paywalls, but there is a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that you typically do not see, including but not limited to the editing, compression, test streams, test recordings, and everything that makes all what I do a reality. And in these times, with the mortgage and bills and food and all that jazz, there are so many things like that, I rely now more than ever on the people who pledge to me to make all what I do a reality. And no matter how little, how much, remember, always keep in mind your own financial situation if you think about giving anything to me. Never put yourself in financial peril just to help me out. Always look after you first. Those of you that do pledge, though, not only get a different colour name on Discord and my deep and sincere thanks, you also get the ability to put suggestions forward for the Patreon shortlisted votes. But that's not all, folks. There's also the YouTube channels. There's Kikoskia, my 17.75-year-old 10,000 plus strong video Let's Play channel. I'm so old. And then there's Kickvodskia, my newer VOD focus channel. And if you'd like to help both channels grow, you can do so by liking and commenting on videos, subbing if you're not subbed, and if you are subbed, press that bell for those notifications. There's also my social media accounts, like Twitter, Blue Sky, Mastodon, Discord, and the community tab on YouTube. There you can get notifications on when I start streaming, when my Let's Play videos go live, and all kinds of random other stuff. And if you want to pledge towards things that bring me joy, there's the Throne wishlist. There are two things up right there. The pledging for all the pledging towards the final things that are needed for the cursed founding models I've made. There may be a few more in the future, but probably not. Not anytime soon, anyway. There's also some Mark II Assault Marines for the Horus Heresy army. That's still there. It's not painted very much, but it's still there. So many projects. But hey, more projects is a good thing. Variety is the spice of life. Finally, there is me thanking all of you, because seriously, you are all absolutely fantastic, amazing, brilliant, and wonderful. And I could not do what I do without you, and I wouldn't want to do what I do without you. You are the heart and soul of my community. You make this all possible, and I've never been happier than when I am entertaining all of you, because really, you are just all truly wonderful. The most heartwarming, supportive, kind, and generous, and all-round greatest community I could ever ask for. You're the reason I can do what I do. You are the reason I can have this amazing job. Money may not be the best, but my mental well-being is so much better than when I was doing my other job and doing this. Like, just focusing on this full-time, bringing joy to you all, It's wonderful, it truly is. And with your continued support, we'll be able to keep doing all this for many, many years to come. As many years as is possible, folks. So thank you all once again. Seriously, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope you achieve everything you set out to do. The next stream is not tomorrow. I will not be available for tomorrow evening, unfortunately. I apologise. It will be Saturday. Another Animal Crossing New Horizons stream. We'll be doing the last bug off of the year. And getting ready to invite another person over to the campsite. What's that? Kiko has even more people coming to the campsite. It's more likely than you think. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. And remember, be nice to each other, everyone. For if everyone is nice to each other, the world would be that much better a place. And we all want that, don't we? Well, I certainly do. And I hope you do too. Later.